should take it slow.
Hi, I'm George Preston with Action Coach. Today, I'm delighted to be interviewing one of the members of the Temecula Murrieta Wellness Team, local Valley optometrist Dr. Alan Winkelstein, affectionately known as Dr. Wink. His practice, Temecula Valley Optometry, has been serving the optometric needs of Southwest Riverside County for nearly 30 years. The motto of his office is enhancing vision, enhancing lives. Please help me welcome Dr. Alan Winkelstein.
Good morning, George. How are you?
I am terrific, doctor, and yourself?
Good. Just doing great this morning.
Great. Well, it's nice to have you. All of our viewers want to know a little bit more about you, your practice, and what kind of services do you provide?
Sure. Well, I'm a 30-year resident of Temecula this July. The practice has been here since November of 1990. We recently moved from our longtime location, 28 years, over by Albertsons and CVS on Murrieta and Rancho California Rd. Wow. And we're now in a newer, bigger space up on Murrieta and Pava Road. In terms of services that we provide, we're a family optometric practice, so we serve patients from newborns to seniors. We provide general eye exams, contact lens services. We also have a optical area for glasses, sunglasses. Other services that we provide are, we also specialize in helping out people who are color deficient, as well as treating patients who are nearsighted and want to get rid of their glasses with something called corneal refractive therapy, as well as we co-manage patients who have or are considering refractive surgery, such as LASIK surgery.
Fascinating. Have you found that the economic fallout that these crazy times we're going through now with the coronavirus economic shutdown, has that affected your practice?
Well, I mean, obviously, in the beginning, it did, George. We were basically, practicing just emergencies only. We weren't really seeing patients on a regular basis. But over the last few weeks, people are just anxious to get out, and people have been calling the office. And actually, we've been pretty busy, which I'm glad to see, and I'm glad patients are coming out to support us as well.
Yeah, that's terrific. And I understand there has been some pent-up demand for many different services.
Yeah, right.
So now that you've been open for a little while, what kind of precautions are your office implementing to protect both your staff and your patients from the virus and any recurrence it might happen?
Well, at this point, myself and my staff are still wearing masks. We're encouraging patients to come in wearing masks. But it's not a requirement, but we are, strongly recommending it. We would appreciate patients if they're early for their appointments to, wait outside, call the office, and we'd like to, we'll let them in. We're just trying to keep less people, in the office at one time. Right. We do have hand sanitizer when you walk in the office, available. We're also, after someone tries on the glasses, we're making sure that we're putting them in a separate area and then re-sanitizing them before we put them out back in the optical boutique area, and obviously washing our hands many times a day.
And how about the equipment, the instruments that
that's never been an issue. They always get sanitized after every patient, and my staff is being a little bit more cautious, as well. But yeah, that's always been the case. That hasn't changed.
Well, that's good to know, and I'm sure all your patients will feel happier and because of that.
Right.
So what's one question that the patients seem to consistently ask you regarding their vision?
Well, I think it's kind of a funny question, but a lot of times we get asked, I've never needed glasses before, and now if I start wearing glasses, is that going to make my vision worse? And I think a lot of people, they put the glasses on, now they're seeing clearer. They take them off, and obviously it looks blurrier, and so they think, wow, the glasses must be making my eyes worse. But really, what's happening is now you have that contrast between seeing clear and seeing blurry, which you didn't have before. And so, since the contrast is so much greater, they think their eyes are going to get worse. So, and a lot of it, especially when you get older, when you're over 40 and start to need, usually most people start needing reading glasses. Whether you wear the glasses or not, your vision's going to change. It's a built-in thing.
Yeah. I've noticed that personally, so I know.
We all do.
So since you started your practice, which is now 30 years almost, what changes have happened in the area of contact lenses, and which have been the most significant?
Well, obviously, I think as the practice has matured, so has my patients. You tend to age with your patients. I think the biggest thing that I've seen is just I never thought I'd be fitting so many multifocal or bifocal contact lenses. Obviously the people who grew up wearing contact lenses now need something for reading, and they still want to wear their contact lenses. So I think that's the biggest thing. I never thought I'd be fitting that many bifocal contact lenses. And people wanting them, just because they don't want to wear the glasses. And then just the other thing too is just the explosion of daily disposable contact lenses. You wear them for the day and throw them away. Very healthy, and they're available in a multitude of combinations and bifocals, colors. Everything's available. So
very good, thank you. So again, since you've been in practice almost 30 years, what keeps you motivated to continue what you're doing?
Well, every patient is different, so you never know who's going to, walk through the door. And every day there's probably there's some new challenge. And I think that with everyone, I think one of the big things right now with everyone being on computers or some sort of screen, I think that's been a new that's been an area I've always been interested in anyway. Before I started practice, I taught at the College of Optometry in Fullerton, the Southern California College of Optometry. And I was interested in way back then, the areas of computers and its effect on vision. And now I think it's even a greater, different challenges. But that always interests me. And then being able to give patients the various options to try to solve their problems, maybe ones they didn't think of. So that always that keeps me going.
Yeah, that's great, Dr. Wink. So what makes your practice unique? Why do your patients choose you and your practice over any other?
Well, I think when we first started here, Temecula was a small town, and even though it's grown immensely, I still think of it kind of as a small town. And I'd like to try to keep that atmosphere in the office. I do have one employee who's been with me, I can't say from the beginning, but has been with me for almost 25 years. So, we have patients who request they don't care if I'm here, but they want to know when she's here. So that's kind of nice. And it's just been, we just try to maintain that small, family atmosphere, and we don't try to rush patients through. If someone wants to spend a couple hours out in the office, looking at frames and talking to our staff, that's just fine. In fact, just the other day, one of my, I'll say elderly patients called, and we were on the phone. I wasn't working, but I answered the phone, and we were on the phone for about a half hour talking, so it's just trying to maintain that family small town atmosphere is what, I think what makes us unique. you're not a number when you come through this office. So.
I'm sure that's super important. And just being part of the community. And
Right.
I know along those lines, you've got many ties to community organizations. So tell us a little bit more about your involvement with them now and over the years.
Sure. Well, when I knew that I was always, my background is in pediatrics, and so I knew I was always interested in youth. I started initially getting involved with Little League out here. That was my first endeavor to be involved with boards. But when the Boys and Girls Clubs started out here, I got involved with them. And I've been a board member and past president of the Boys and Girls Club. I've been with them over probably about 25 years or so.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy that organization immensely and what they do for the community. I'm also been involved with the Temecula Lions Club and Lions Clubs International. They're the largest service organization in the world. And one of the things that they're involved with is sight preservation. And so as an optometrist, it seemed like a natural fit. And I've been a member of that organization for 26 years. So those are the two primary organizations I've been involved with. I'm also a member of the Temecula Chamber as well, and regularly attend their functions as long when they're having them. They're not virtual. Yeah. So.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for explaining that a little bit more. Finally, how can potential patients that see this and want to contact you obtain additional information about Temecula Valley Optometry and the services that you provide to assist their visual needs?
Okay. Well, obviously, flashing across the bottom of the screen is our name. If you look down there, our name and address and phone number, as well as our website. If you go to drwink.com, you'll find our website there. We also have a Facebook page at Temecula Valley Optometry. And the phone number is real simple. I was very lucky when I first moved out here. So my phone number is 676-WINK. You can beat that.
Great, Dr. Wink. Well, thank you so very much for being with us today. And I hope that you have lots of people that are going to be contacting you because they've seen this video and they understand how much a member of the community you are. Have a great week.
Great. Thank you, George, for this opportunity.